turn out here. I know, you have to use this. I'm going to leave it right there, okay? And there should be something to put the matches in. There's usually something here to put them in. Yeah, this thing, right?
Right.
So that we don't put them in the chalice, which is not.
For millennia, the Western Abenaki people have called this land home. They have loved and cared for this land. We now have the privilege of gathering here as a religious community. Let us do so honoring this legacy of love and stewardship. Good morning, I'm Steve Finney, your worship associate this morning, and on behalf of the entire worship team, I welcome you, and I'm delighted to do so. Those of you both here in the sanctuary and those of you watching the live stream. Thank you for joining us in this time of worship. We deeply appreciate your presence and fellowship as part of our beloved Unitarian Church of Montpelier. For over 155 years, this church has been a sanctuary for those seeking spiritual sustenance, as well as peace and justice in the world. With you, we continue today on that path. Please know that you can also listen to and watch the service in the fireplace room downstairs if you should need to leave the sanctuary for any reason. It's always a pleasure to have newcomers and guests join us for worship. If you wish, you are welcome to stand or wave your hand so that we can offer you a special welcome. Any of you who are newcomers to our congregation and worship service are invited to fill out our welcome form available at our hospitality table, which is in the vestry during coffee hours so that we can connect with you more fully. We would love to have you join us for coffee hour immediately following the service to offer you a more personal welcome. Now we can all join in the welcoming by taking a few moments to turn to your neighbor in the pews and share a few words of greeting. Thank you. It is a joy to be part of such an engaged community. There are many ways, in addition to greeting each other on Sunday morning, to take part in the life of our community, and here are a few. All are welcome to join in the activities fair, which is happening downstairs in the vestry during coffee hour. Chalice Circle signups are happening now. These spiritual exploration offerings for adults provide an opportunity for deeper sharing and reflection on life's ultimate concerns within a small group setting. Please fill out the interest form by October 23rd. And parents and caregivers are invited to join Acting Director of Lifespan Spiritual Exploration, Rowan Van Ness, next Sunday for a conversation about your hopes for LSE programs for children and youth. Finally, please consult the weekly e-newsletter to learn more about the many ways you can connect with others and serve our community. And now, Danya Price, our Director of Music, has some information about this morning's music to share with you.
Last week we heard from Rowan about Florence Price, the Black female classical composer from the first half of the 20th century, who, working against the weight of society's norms and prejudices, continued to compose hundreds of orchestral, chamber, piano, and vocal pieces. She received some recognition in her lifetime, but was largely disregarded and forgotten until 2009, when hundreds of her manuscripts were discovered. Today, with some of our musical selections, we continue to lift up both her gifts and her courage. Our choral offering, a little bit later, titled Resignation, is one of her rare vocal compositions for which she wrote the words herself, suggesting, although of course we don't know, that she felt the words very personally. Written in the style of a spiritual, with some more contemporary harmonies, it's an expression of the despair and resignation she may have felt in the face of considerable obstacles in her path. And yet she continued to compose. So through its very existence, the piece stands as a testament to her courage. For today's prelude, Eliza will be playing In a Pensive Mood, composed in 1928. We've purchased a collection of Florence Price's short piano pieces, so watch out for more in the future. And now, let's take a deep breath, make sure our cell phones are silenced, and enter more deeply into the time of worship with the prelude.
Out of the singularity of our divided lives, we come here seeking wholeness, seeking wisdom, seeking rest from the chaos and the cacophony. In this time and in this place, we uncover our longing for a deeper truth, a greater bond, and a brighter joy that is ever near and sometimes more distant than we would like. We touch the holy ground of communion, known through joined voices, shared silence, and offered witness to the preciousness of our lives. May we find here the courage to face this day and all of its uncertainties and its possibilities. With grateful and open hearts, let us worship together. Please join in singing our opening hymn. It's number 108 in the gray hymnal, My Life Flows On in Endless Song. Please rise in body or spirit.
Let us now light the chalice, symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. This morning we welcome the chairperson of our Lifespan Exploration Committee, Liz Benjamin, to light the chalice. As she does, I invite you to light a chalice at home if you have one nearby. May the flame of this chalice fuel your faith and your passions and give you the courage to live both with love Please now join in saying our congregational covenant.
We
We covenant to speak honestly and listen deeply to each other and the voice within. Treat each other with compassion and honor our differences. Take responsibility for the impact our words, actions, and inactions have on each other. Support each other in times of need and of grief, and celebrate the beauty and joy in our lives. Honor the gifts of the past and be gentle with each other as we grow. Encourage each other in the brave work of creating a more beloved community and a healthy, sustainable world. And forgive each other and start again.
I would now like to invite the children who are here to come with me and other leaders to the Children's Chapel through this door. And after the service, adults, you will probably find these children outside on the School Street side of the building potting up impatiens plants. But if they're not there, they're in the Children's Chapel. So thank you very much and have a good service.
Now I have the pleasure of introducing John Poten, longtime UCM member and chair of our Monday Community Lunch, the October recipient of our community pouch.
Thank you. Thank you for the promotion, Steve, but I need to make a disclaimer. My wife is the chair of the committee. I'm just a loyal member. Are you covenant high risk or over 65? How many people are in your household? How many meals do you want? These are the questions that volunteers have been asking guests as they've been distributing entrees for lunch outside in the church parking lot every Monday since September 2020. Funding for the entrees is provided by Everyone Eats, a federal and state-funded program for food-insecure individuals. The UCM Community Lunch Program funds and supplements these entrees with bottled water, fruit, snacks, and dessert home-baked by UCM volunteer bakers. We serve an average of 60 people every Monday. In addition to that, we deliver 12 bottles of water on Mondays to unsheltered people on the Montpelier walking path. If necessary, remaining meals are frequently delivered to another way. The UCM Community Lunch Program has been part of our church's mission for the last 8 years, sometimes serving as many as 150 meals every Monday in the vestry prior to COVID. We are looking forward to returning inside as soon as possible and continuing to serve the entire community once again with a hearty, quality dinner staffed by many UCM volunteers. UVM's too far away. While our title continues to be the UCM Community Lunch Program, there's another major meal distribution through our church on Thursday nights. This program was continued through the COVID period with leadership from Peter Toms and Abby Cullinan. With volunteers, they provide a meal and a warm place to visit evenings in the wintertime. The community lunch has assisted this program with funds, food, supplies, and encouragement. Beginning soon, we would like to refer to both of our programs as the UCM Community Meals Project and act as one to provide a healthy, safe meal and environment for those in need of food. The UCM Community Lunch Program is totally funded by donations. We thank you very much for your generosity and support for the UCM Community Meals Program. Your generosity will allow us to partner with the Community Harvest of Central Vermont and the Vermont Food Bank to once again serve quality meals to those in need. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. The act of giving is a spiritual practice as important as any other element in our shared time of worship. Our generosity is a form of love. Our gifts freely given help us to practice Unitarian Universalism within and beyond our congregation. Each month through the UCM Community Pouch Program, we share part of our collection with an important church fund or community organization aligned with our values. This month's community recipient is, as you just heard, the Monday Community Lunch, now renamed as John told us. Half of our cash offerings will go to our pouch recipient. The other half will directly support the ministry and mission of this congregation. If you wish to designate your entire offering to the community pouch, please indicate with a note attached to your cash or in the memo line of your check. Checks will go to the church unless designated otherwise. You can find the offering pouch at the end of the pews on the side aisles. Please pass them toward the center aisle, and it appears that you've already done that. You can also make a financial contribution by donating online. We are so grateful to each and every one of you for your generosity in its many forms, and for your offering, which we have so gratefully received.
Thank you so much, choir. And we acknowledge the generosity with which your financial gifts have been freely and lovingly offered this morning. We receive them with deep gratitude for the difference that they allow us to make for one another in this church community and in our broader community. Thank you so much. In our community of care and belonging, we hold one another with love in times of joy and in times of sorrow. And in that spirit, we share in the ritual of lighting candles of joy, sorrow, and concern twice a month, usually on the first and third Sundays of the month. During the candle lighting time, you may wish to come forward and share a special joy or a milestone so that we can celebrate with you. Perhaps you have an addition to your family or a special birthday or anniversary or anything that you have found worthy of celebration. You may also wish to share a personal concern, a challenge, or a loss that calls for our love, our support, and our prayers as a loving community. This morning, we have a member of our lay pastoral care ministry team available after the service if you would like to share more deeply. I think that today we have Ruth Whitty. Let me see if Ruth, yes. Thank you, Ruth. And in just a moment, you who are present in the sanctuary will be invited to come forward to share your name and to briefly share the joy or the concern that is on your heart before lighting a candle. You may also come forward and light a candle in silence if you wish. As a reminder, the service is being live streamed, so anything that is shared in the sanctuary is also being shared with our live stream viewers. This portion of the service, however, will be removed before we post the video recording in our service archive. If you are joining worship on the live stream, you are welcome to share your joys and concerns in the live chat. And now all who are moved to share a candle of joy or concern are invited to come forward to form a line on the left side of this sanctuary. And I invite you more deeply into this time of meditation and prayer, bringing yourself into deeper awareness of what is on your own heart, what you're feeling in your own body in this moment. Allowing yourself perhaps a few gentle movements to allow whatever it might be to move around, to find some other space to inhabit, to just allow yourself to relax and rest into this moment. And I invite you to join me in a time of prayer in whatever way feels right for you. Spirit of life and love, source of all, we hold tenderly this morning all the joys and sorrows that have been shared and all those felt in silence. Help us open our hearts with empathy and with compassion for all that troubles us near and far. Open us to the love that stirs us to new ways of being in relationship with one another, with those we know as friend and those we see as stranger. And stir us into more loving relationship with ourselves, which at times may be the most difficult thing of all. Give us the courage, O Spirit of life, to move toward bolder action that transforms unjust systems. Give us the courage that nudges us along in the face of life's unavoidable burdens and challenges. With hearts open, with hearts longing, with hearts strengthened in community, we offer this prayer. Amen, and blessed be. And let us join now in a time of quiet meditation, at the close of which we will join together in singing Spirit of Life. Our reading this morning is the poem Courage by Anne Sexton. It is in the small things we see it, the child's first step, as awesome as an earthquake. The first time you rode a bike, wallowing up the sidewalk. The first spanking when your heart went on a journey all alone. When they called you crybaby or poor or fatty or crazy and made you into an alien, you drank their acid and concealed it. Later, if you faced the death of bombs and bullets, you did not do it with a banner. You did it with only a hat to cover your heart. You did not fondle the weakness inside you, though it was there. Your courage was a small coal that you kept swallowing. If your buddy saved you and died himself in so doing, then his courage was not courage. It was love. Love as simple as shaving soap. Later, if you have endured a great despair, then you did it alone, getting a transfusion from the fire, picking the scabs off your heart, then wringing it out like a sock. Next, my kinsman, you powdered your sorrow. You gave it a back rub, and then you covered it with a blanket. And after it had slept a while, it woke to the wings of the roses and was transformed. Later, when you face old age and its natural conclusion, your courage will still be shown in the little ways. Each spring will be a sword you'll sharpen. Those you love will live in a fever of love, and you'll bargain with the calendar, and at the last moment, when death opens the back door, you'll put on your carpet slippers and stride out. Every day holds a pocketful of courage. Sometimes you have to dig deep to find it, but it's there, in between the lint of despair and the crumpled candy wrapper of avoidance. Courage is present in any moment when you face the unknown, the shaky first steps out onto a path you have never been down, or onto a fork in the road that is unfamiliar. Each life, each day entails courage. In the book, Trusting Change, Finding Our Way Through Personal and Global Transformation, Karen Herring talks about courage in this way. When I think of courage, I don't often begin with heroic acts of responding to tragedy or war. I first call up a quote from jazz musician Benny Golson, who once said, "The creative person always walks 2 steps into the darkness. Everybody can see what's in the light. They can imitate it, they can underscore it, they can modify it, they can reshape it. The real heroes delve in the darkness of the unknown. It's where you discover other things. It is in this unknown that our courage shines through and that we become the heroes of our own lives. When you lose someone you love and your whole life tilts or even turns upside down, there is courage. When memory begins to fade and the past contains more blurry outlines than solid figures, there is courage. When you set out to begin in a new field or a new trade, years past what seems like the appropriate hour for a fresh start, and the voice of doubt rings in your ears, there is courage. From the first awesome step to the last slippered stride out the back door, life entails courage. Courage, scene 1. He wakes in the morning, feeling torn between the will to live and the desire to allow death to bring an end to the pain he feels. He rises from the bed, and nonetheless, he makes one more plate of eggs and washes one more pan. He reads one more newspaper. He makes one more phone call to his daughter, whose laughter always resonates all the way to his heart. He sits for one more long afternoon, staring out the window at the gray sky and the bare trees. He notices the clouds shift and the warm light of one more golden sunset. He boils one more pot of water and eats one more plate of pasta with pesto made from the garden's abundance of basil. He turns out one more light and then another. He lies down in darkness to drift off to sleep for one more night before dawn comes again.
Though days be dark with storms and burdens weigh my heart, though troubles wait at every turn, I know I can go on.
Courage, Scene 2. She sits quietly in the cafeteria with her lunch open before her. Her classmates talk noisily around her, but she cannot hear what they are saying, so lost she is in her own thoughts. She thinks of her parents, who were arguing again last night. She wants the fighting to stop. She picks at her food with little interest. A friend sitting at the table finally notices her. "Are you okay?" She shakes her head, tears welling up in her eyes. She lets them fall down her cheeks. Her friend is quiet and still, and then takes her hand. After a few moments, they put away their lunches and rush outside to join the others in the bright sunshine.
My sorrow heals my soul, and burdens make me strong. Though troubles wait at every turn, I know I can go on.
Courage, Scene 3. He goes to the refrigerator and pulls the door open. He half expects the shelves to miraculously be full this morning, but he knows what he will find instead. What he has found for over 100 days prior, an emptiness that matches the gaping hole of hunger in his stomach. There has been no food since he lost his job. He shuts the door instead of reaching for a can of beer in the bottom shelf. A voice calls from the bedroom down the hall, "Daddy?" He goes to the child. "Time for school," he says. In minutes, the child is out the door and on the bus. He goes back inside and picks up a piece of paper on the table. It tells him where he can go to collect a box of free groceries. Though it hurts his pride, he grabs the keys to his truck and heads out the door.
My sister in my heart, my brother in my song. Oh, though troubles wait at every turn, I know I can go on.
Courage, Scene 4. They stand before their open closet, carefully considering their options. Over the last few years, they have been more frequently trading in the usual plain cotton trousers for something more comfortingly feminine, loose linen pants, the occasional flowing skirt. They consider the soft velvet jumpsuit they recently discovered at the vintage shop a gem of a find that seemed to sparkle on the rack. A few friends and coworkers have noticed the subtle change in wardrobe, but most had not. They have said aloud to only a few close friends and their therapist that the boy and man they were raised to be doesn't fit how they really feel inside. Their fingers caress the velvet sleeve with a longing so deep it brings tears to their eyes. In moments, the jumpsuit is on their body, and they let out a deep sigh as they look in the mirror and think, "Damn, I'm beautiful."
And though the journey is long, the destination is near. Oh, though troubles wait at every turn, oh, I know I can go on.
Courage, final scene. She has curled herself around his frail body. This body that was once strong, but whose muscles are now slack and whose bones are hard and prominent. Months of treatment have now ended. The inevitable can no longer be delayed. He will go. She will stay. They lay like this for hours, the years shared and the life they built nestled between them. He whispers, "I love you." She squeezes him a little harder. "I know, I love you." Hunger drives her to rise from the bed. In her absence, he lets the last breath slip away. When she returns, she sees that the end has quietly arrived. She hugs his breathless body with no thought of what will come next, only the rush of grief that comes with immense love.
So, brothers, take my hand, and sisters, sing my song. Oh, when hope awaits at every turn, I know I can go on.
Life is full of uncertainty, and we will go on. The changing path is dimly lit, and we will go on. We don't know what will come next, and we will go on. Life calls us on, and we call to one another. We take one another's hand and sing to one another our songs. Let us meet life with brave hearts, accompanied by loving companions at every step. Let us move with the strength of our ordinary courage into the days ahead. So may it be. I invite you to join in our closing hymn, "I Know I Can," number 1015 of the Teal hymnal. We'll be singing just verses 1, 2, 3, and 5. Please rise in body or spirit. As we close our service, we extinguish our chalice and carry with us its flame of truth, the warmth of community, and the spark of hope into the days and the week ahead. And as we do so, let us say together our mission statement, which is printed in the order of service. We welcome all as we build a loving community to nurture each person's spiritual journey, serve human need, and protect the earth, our home. These closing words are by Kendall Gibbons. There is, finally, only one thing required of us, that is to take life whole, the sunlight and shadows together, to live the life that is given us with courage and humor and truth. We have such a little moment out of the vastness of time for all our wondering and loving. Therefore, let there be no half-heartedness. Rather, let the soul be ardent in its pain, in its yearning, in its praise. Then shall peace enfold our days, and glory shall not fade from our lives. And we conclude our service with the postlude sung by our newly formed community choir.
Verses, and we have changed the final line. As we sing it now is how it was done as the original Freedom song, but the final line of the song will now be love and courage in my hand. And if you forget and say marching up to Freedom Land, that's okay, because we probably will too. So and at the start we're going to be ain't gonna let despair. Ain't gonna let despair